walk starting at 9. Register your team today for Advanced Medical Imaging's 3rd annual Breast Cancer Awareness Walk online at amimaging.com. Let's walk for those we've lost, for those still fighting, and for a future without breast cancer.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hi, I'm Casey Oddie, and I'm the Retail Banking Manager at your local Midwest Bank branch on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Banking may be my job, but supporting the community is what I care most about. Whether I'm showing up at local events, partnering with schools, or helping people reach financial milestones, I am proud to be a part of what makes Lincoln strong. Let's build something together. Stop by and say hi. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Link to Literacy's 3rd annual Wordstock event will be at Antelope Park on Saturday, August 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a community book swap festival with fun for the entire family and for all ages. Enjoy food trucks, kids' activities, a reading corner with celebrity narrators, including Brian Helton, President and CEO, Director of Parks and Recreation, UNL athletes, and more. And of course, free books for all kids and adults. Go to linktoliteracy.org to get the full story and then make your plans to attend Wordstock.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to it. It is Old School on the Ticket, wrapping up your week of normal 6 to 6 ticket programming. Austin Norman with you, joined not by Jay Foreman. He's handling business for Lincoln Lighthouse. Big deal for them. 35 years. Their gala is going off tonight. Congratulations to Lighthouse, and thank them for all the great work they're doing in the community. So, stepping in for Jay Foreman, we got DP. DP, a happy Friday to you. How are you?
Happy Friday to you, kind sir, and to all of you. Each and every one of them. Each and every dang one listening. Happy Friday.
We got lots to get to in sports, but as you know, this show often turns its attention to food, right? We are the show here on the ticket who fall victim to the cartoon smoke smells.
Yes.
Coming out of the pies on the window or the bread out of the oven. That's who we are.
Right.
I'm sure you were listening, but I do just want to run this past you again. Terrell Farley, the black shirt, not just a black shirt, but the black shirt, said his hot dog combination is cheese and coleslaw. What? What are you doing? Am I missing something? Is he missing something? What's going on there?
So you understand that Farley is country. And I don't mean like in that placated, I'm Southern, and so therefore I am. No, he is country. So look, I made the point. Spending time in Chicago, you go to different pockets of the country. Hot dogs, different thing.
You do it different ways, different places, and I get that. I'm with it.
Different thing, right? The only time cheese comes near hot dog is if there's chili before the cheese,
and that cheese is shredded, not liquid.
Right. It is not. It is not squeezed cheese. It is not sliced cheese.
Not
spread around the hot dog. It is certainly not cheese at the base of the bun with the hot dog on top.
Not like a Philly cheesesteak in that way.
No, we're not doing that. And then here's my thing. The whole coleslaw thing falls in line deeply with sauerkraut. Same rules of engagement.
Sure.
And the same pockets of the country, as a matter of fact. That if you are of some European base where the slaw, the cabbage, the sauerkraut. Again, if that's your jam, look, sauerkraut people are different folks anyway.
Sauerkraut is from my people, and I'm not even one of them people.
Right. Like
not for me.
Different people. And I'm not mad at you for being a sauerkraut person. I just remember, like, if you wanted my eyes to water, or just say sauerkraut. Just say the word sauerkraut. Because 8-year-old DP biting into the first hot dog with sauerkraut on it did a thing. Like, it was a thing, man. You want to talk, like, you know, in movies where you hear the record scratch? Like, that was the sound that was made in my brain, in my soul, to my core, biting into a hot dog with sauerkraut on it. Then I had a friend who would do mustard and sauerkraut. And it was the spicy mustard with the sauerkraut. And then his dad goes, that's for boys. He then took fried onion and put it with the sauerkraut. And I ran away. I ran
kicking and screaming, and
I ran home and reported them to my mother. Mom, guess what? I saw aliens. No, you didn't. I did. Yes, I did. You know how I know they were aliens? Sauerkraut and onions on their hot dog. And she says, baby, it's going to be okay.
You're safe now.
She gave me a hug. And we went. Matter of fact, we dove headfirst into Swanson TV dinner with meatloaf and mashed potatoes and a almost cooked brownie. Like it was.
Okay, so we got text on this, as I figured we would. We'll start with John in Cortland, friend of the station. John says, brats and kraut and mustard. Okay, doing it with a brat is different than with a hot dog. Similar concept, but different concept. The brat is closer to the vehicle for that than a hot dog is. I'm still not necessarily going for it. Meal Ticket says, bet y'all didn't know that traditional sauerkraut isn't sour. Well, maybe it isn't, but the slaw has the
cabbage,
the sting to it.
The cabbage, right. Whatever you season with it, right? Whatever you want to do with it. But no, Austin.
6549 is proposing fried cheese as a hot dog bun.
Why?
Like mozzarella sticks? Like
Why?
Big old, like, taco mozzarella stick? As a hot dog bun?
Listen, these
That's
people,
addressed Jurassic Park. Your scientists were so preoccupied about whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think about whether or not they should. That's state fair stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to understand, there are people who make now like that's a thing, right? People will fry the cheese for the taco shell,
Yeah.
right? And then they'll put everything in it. Then there are people who are now doing burgers with fried cheese as the bun, as the hold together of it.
Well, Culver's did that. They just put a big old like hash brown sized cheese curd on top of one of their burgers, which is different.
Oh, I hope you're on the stream. My body just had a physical reaction.
That was a full convulsion.
Man, what are we doing? Here's Austin. Okay, so let me digress for a second. So the official definition of sauerkraut is finely shredded cabbage that undergoes a natural fermentation process involving salt and thyme, which result in a tangy sour condiment and source of probiotics for gut health, right? But it's shredded cabbage,
yes,
without the seasoning or fermentation, right? So you're not marinating it into this other
into
thing.
Juice or anything,
right?
No.
Like it's not. You're not pickling it. Which is a whole nother discussion of hot dog and pickle.
No, thank you.
Right? Hot dog and pickle, dill pickle, or sweet relish.
You can talk me into the Chicago dog with the spear, and I'm not a pickle guy, but you can tell me that's your thing. You go with it. And I can understand relish, but I'm not touching either. I'm not a pickles guy. Like that convulsion that you had, that's me as soon as I smell a gosh darn pickle.
Like
I'm not about it.
Like I'm Virginia kid. So in corner stores, often you would have this behemoth-sized jar of dill pickles that sold on the counter. Sold on the counter. And God bless you, Doc Robinson. Doc Robinson ran the pharmacy in the corner store in my neighborhood. And so you had the pickled eggs.
Okay.
Dill pickles, right? Then in a separate tub, there were sweet pickle, right? And then he had this assortment of sausage in a jar, pickled, right? Which, again, let me know who my friends were, right?
Right.
Because the first time you go into Austin, you and I walking into the corner store would determine our friendship forever based on your selection.
Oh, you did that.
Oh, bro.
I know about you now.
Bro, like I need, like
you told me a thing.
There, listen, and your first adolescent girlfriend, same thing. Same thing. You could be the cutest girl in the entire elementary. But listen, sixth grade Tiffany, if we walk in there and you go to the pig's feet,
nah,
or the pickled egg, the devil, like no,
bye.
You want no kisses.
No.
You tell me you don't want kisses without telling me you don't want kisses. Bite it, go and buy and then bite into a pickled egg out of a corner store. Yeah.
Brian H. in Idaho says pickled sausage off the counter was a treat when I was a kid.
See, this is the marketing that we were victim to as kids because we didn't know any better. We didn't know any better, right? That they would tell you, listen, we had deviled eggs that my grandmother put a clock on. There's a timer
dedicated to these deviled eggs.
That we are going to set these on the table at 12:30. At 12:45, they better be gone. And listen, she would rather throw them away than at 12:46 sealing them with saran wrap and putting them in her refrigerator. No, she was not going to let the bad eggs get next to the good eggs. It wasn't.
Shout out.
The only acceptable combination on a hot dog chili, onion, nacho cheese sauce, mayo, jalapenos, black olives, ketchup, mustard, BBQ sauce. Cubsker, kind sir, your stomach is waging a war at this very moment. It is. There's a war going on in his intestines, like from 30 years ago.
Regardless of the combination, like really the only sane combination that he mentioned was ketchup and mustard. And that is, as Anthony Richardson's agent would say, questionable at best. But Cubster, 3 texts before that said, I need mayo and jalapenos on my dog. No, I promise you, you do not.
That was a backyard grill out. It wasn't a cookout and it wasn't a barbecue. But there's a teammate and his grandmother put mayo on her hot dog. She put mayo on the hot dog, and bro, I seriously, like, I hugged him. I hugged him hard because I was like, you come from crazy people. You come from crazy people, and you are seriously fighting for your own good.
Mud Dog just got in the car. Whoever's putting mayo on a hot dog needs a psyche eval.
I full disclosure, that's what it was.
Cubsker, I worked at a gas station for a year, you guys. I had to get creative.
There is not that much creation. Did you just go down the aisle and pick items randomly?
That's worse than like being a kid and getting a little bit of everything from the pop machine.
Like, you know, those people who go to the ice cream shops where you make your own sundae, and the kid just goes out and he's just mixing the candied worms, like the candied worms and
the Oreos and the Reese's,
right?
And the
just everything's going like the cinnamon dots, like you are going to end up in therapy.
Well, here's the thing: most of those kids, I would hope, have a good mother and or father in their life that says, "Son or daughter, we pay by weight. We'll give you 2 as a treat." But the parents that let their kids go that far and still pay by weight, oh, that is reckless parenting.
Well, but if you get the swirl and then you put those worms in, like the jellied worms, and I will smack your hand. I will just smack your hand. No, and then I'll smack your parents' hand. Bad parents.
Try again. Have another. Try again. Here's an interesting one. Meal ticket. The only way I eat a hot dog is when it's in corn dog form.
I'm not anti that.
I think it's weird to make that the only thing. I am pro corn dog, but I'm also pro hot dog.
No, look, do your thing, meal ticket. Like that. Listen, love what you love. Right. Like
to a point.
He has a type, man. He has a type, and he is honoring the type. Like, I am good with, because listen.
But then meal ticket, is it the mustard swirl? Are you dipping in ketchup? That also tells us a lot about you.
Mustard packet, single mustard packet. If you are holding the mustard bottle and just one on, one off, like you are the multi-chip dip person.
Well, I'm thinking like the state fair corn dog where they'll like do like the swirl down the corn dog. That's what I'm picturing.
I'm okay with that, but I'm also the person that like making strangers uncomfortable with their hot dog or corn dog. Like you just catch a stranger eating a corn dog in public. I'm just going to walk up and get like as close as I can get to your face and just stare at you.
Ham and beans. You can put anything on a hot dog. I've even put maple syrup on mine.
No.
There's a difference between love what you love and that.
Who hurt you? That you syrup on the on the corn dog, I understand to a degree if you have cornbread and you decide to syrup on the cornbread
because it's cornbread or it's like some of the honey
meal
in it.
Meal, right?
Already a little sweet.
If you've done that, okay. Like
maybe
I understand. Maybe. I understand on the cornbread as a dab, right? But you can't then add ranch, as you said, and then syrup. You can't. The corn dog deserves better than that, right? Like, don't do both.
Disc Golf Jake, we used to make fancy dogs back in college at Peru State. Hot dog with your choice of jam or jelly and melted cheese.
Stop it. Stop it. That was a frat, and you guys did weird things after dark. That's what that is. Jake!
This is going in your notes, Disc Golf Jake.
We have to change your name now. We have to change your name to Fancy Dog Jake. With
the disclaimer.
What? Jam and jelly on the hot dog?
With melted cheese. Let's get back to Corey and Lincoln to bring us back to some measure of sanity. Coleslaw is great on a dog. It's a standard dressing for a pulled pork sandwich, so it's not a leap for another pork product. Number one, hot dogs are different than pulled pork.
Yes.
Take a look at the two of them. Tell me they're the same. They are not. Number two, hot dogs are not necessarily pork, right? There's plenty of beef.
We don't know what a hot dog is.
We don't know what a hot dog is.
We don't know
that.
Like we make the emotional leap for sausage.
Yes.
Right? For sausage. For brats. We would like to hope that at some point this came from a place of good origin. We don't know.
But we give you the benefit of the doubt.
Like here's the thing. All I hear. Are you familiar with there's what's the movie? So I married an ex-murderer with Michael Myers.
Oh, okay.
Right. And there's the line. Do you link your own sausage? That's because I need to ask that. If I go to a butcher shop, that's the thing. I'm going to ask, do you link your own sausage or are you trusting somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because it tells me it mattered or it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't care. You don't love me if you didn't link your own sausage. Yeah. There's things I need to know.
This might also be the Nebraska in me showing here, DP. But I would also rather have the coleslaw on the side of my pulled pork sandwich. You know, I get that people put it on top, but I'm not a big coleslaw guy to begin with. Right? I'm the guy that, shout out to our friends at Raising Cane's, I'm going double toast instead of slaw. But if I got to be polite and there's coleslaw coming with the pulled pork, I'm having it on the side. I'm not putting it on my sandwich.
Can I ask the elephant in the room question? So we just had somebody mention Fairburn hot dog.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Red. Mm-hmm. Is that a red dye?
I would assume so. Like, there's no way it's not.
Where's the outrage? I don't understand. What's the difference? Because okay, so poor me. The pain of having to eat a hot dog in plain bread. Again,
that's what JC said. Sliced white bread, maybe ketchup, hot dog. I get that.
But you couldn't put ketchup on when you had plain bread.
On the white bread.
Right.
Okay.
You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it, shouldn't do it, can't do it. Just don't do it. Right? Fair? Don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Fairburn. It's all over the bun.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not blood, but red dye.
But red. Okay. Whatever that red is. Yes.
Okay. I just need to know who I'm talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just got to know the room. I got to read the room. I'm trying to understand. Coleslaw on pulled barbecue. Now, the difference between barbecue brisket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody still has to define what the difference is between barbecue and brisket.
Hey, Mulberry, you listening?
Right?
Bring some in tonight.
Right?
You can teach us.
We need the master's class on what defines each thing.
Mm-hmm.
But pulled pork slaw on the side. Pulled on brisket, barbecue brisket, slaw on, but it has to be a full bun and a bun of some stature. It has some substance to it in order for the slaw not to
hold up.
Right? It has to, right?
Okay. I'm with it.
Right?
I'm with it.
Yeah. That's where I stand on that. And then if I did date a young lady once in Salt Lake City, Utah, who at a barbecue had the pulled pork and the slaw and put the slaw on the
pork.
On the pork. on her fork.
What?
And she also had pickle slices. And she would take a piece of the pork, a fork of the slaw, the fork into the pickle, into her mouth. That date ended 47 minutes later.
But who's counting?
Listen, couldn't wait to leave this. One, we were at a lake, and the escape had to be purposeful. But sir, look, I called my buddy. I called Alan Handy and said, "Get here. Get here with your pants and shoes on fire. DP, there's an emergency at the station. You have to leave now."
83-24. When it comes to the Fairbury hot dogs, you just turn a blind eye. Some things you just live and let live. We'll move on from that one. Here's this from Disc Golf Jake. He's following up on his fancy dogs, DP. What are you guys complaining about? It's just a poor man's Monte Cristo. Nah, bruh.
Monte Cristo's. Listen, don't poor man that. Don't. If you're gonna poor man it, don't do it. Just don't do it.
Think better of it.
Just don't
Turn
do
around.
it. Just don't do it. Like, it's the person, the guy who gets a pair of shoes with a white logo and he wants to take a marker or Sharpie and color in the logo, right, to match his high school. No.
Do it.
No, sir. Some things, if you just can't afford if you cannot afford the Converse All-Stars with the red star and stripe, you just have to wear white on white. Like, just stop it. Stop it. Don't do it.
I get your thought, but don't.
No, there are boundaries. Societies have rules, and that should be at the top of the list. If you have to draw on your shoe, it is no. It is, you've gone too far.
Last thing, I know we're up against the break. I made a hot take at the end of Bach and the Black Shirt, DP.
Okay.
I said, I don't think Nebraska sells out of beer this season at Memorial Stadium. 0537 says, challenge accepted. 121,000 cans of alcohol going to be on hand for Nebraska.
We're going to do the math because they've done the math.
I assume out of the 86,000, I'm going to say 65,000 of them can drink or will.
Are you giving Nebraska families that much credit?
Maybe that's too much.
How many kids are at it? How many not kids? So college students being underage. And do the machines read microchips to read the ID? Because I would imagine that some fake IDism will happen.
Will at least be attempted.
Okay. So how many underage college students, but remember, we would have had a friend of age to consume, to
buy one for us.
To buy the beer, because you can get two at a time, right?
Yes, but don't forget they have the wristbands. So every beer that an of-age friend buys for you is one less that they can add to their tally.
But you're not going in the stall to check for beer consumption. You're not gonna.
Well, I think the point of the wristband is they have like the tag or whatever. You get a mark,
right? But
make sure he gets two.
Well, but here's the thing: once you purchase said beer of age person, then you hand it off to a person not of age. Remember, allegedly, I did some things in my day before. So there are ways to circumvent the age issue.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, for every beer that needs to be purchased by someone above age that then gets handed down, that's one less beer that can then be consumed by the of age person. So if you're buying two and that's your limit, just because you buy one and hand it off, my understanding is you can't go back and get a third just because you handed the other one off. It goes against your tally, which depresses the number.
What's the tally though?
I think it's the 2 drink.
There's two at a time.
Was it just 2 at a time? I thought it was a 2 limit.
It's
2 at a time.
Two at a time.
2 at a limit. No, they won't sell.
Austin Norman, if you decide you're going to Memorial Stadium, and we'll set the table and go to break. But if you go to Memorial Stadium, it's a 2 beer per purchase. That doesn't mean you're not going to buy 20 beers.
I ain't got the budget for that. I'm not spending $13 that often.
Have you met college students in Nebraska? They are creative.
I can't wait to see how creative they can get.
Yep.
Yes, I can wait. We'll go to break. More Old School on the other side.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Link to Literacy's 3rd annual Wordstock event will be at Antelope Park on Saturday, August 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a community book swap festival with fun for the entire family and for all ages. Enjoy food trucks, kids' activities, a reading corner with celebrity narrators, including Brian Health President and CEO, Director of Parks and Recreation, UNL athletes, and more. And of course, free books for all kids and adults. Go to linktoliteracy.org to get the full story and then make your plans to attend Wordstock.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Acres Fall John Deere Super Sale event is underway. Our complete inventory of John Deere equipment is marked down to sell. From large ag equipment to compact tractors and gators, Acres has something for everyone. And don't miss our State Fair Harvest Days parts and merchandise sale in Grand Island. Special in-store discounts and incentives are available. Visit our Grand Island location at 4050 West Stolly Park Road and see what Acres has to offer. Visit acres.com for all the details. Offer ends September 13th, 2025.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, we're back on Old School, having done a little bit of math during the break. Austin Norman, DP with you. I read the article wrong. I'll cop to that. I thought there was a limit on the number that you could purchase. I'm sure they'll have a cutoff point, whether it's after the third quarter, media time out of the fourth quarter, something. At least they better.
They need so you need a song. You need a song that signals, one, we're about to end beer sales, and then another song that ends beer sales. So text line, we need to figure out what those songs are.
The one that starts beer sales for me is Come a Runnin' Boys by the Killigans, because I need about 17 beers to hear that song.
Well, to get through, right?
Don't get me started.
Can we get another song? Can we get another song?
We need touch tunes in the stadium so I can overrule it.
Can we get another song? Can they just do what they do for basketball at PBA, where they pick 3 songs and you get to choose one of 3?
I think they do that anyways.
Right?
I think they do.
Then that should be the song. Like that.
Between quarters.
Right.
Yes.
Like, I mean, give me a choice, because that is not, and I'm not, listen, that song is not for me. So,
Same.
Y'all do your thing, whatever you want to do. And then another song just says, that's it. That's it. So when I had my bar, I had a last call song.
Mm-hmm.
I had a song that was, hey, last call for beer. And then I had a song, Dennis Leary had a song that is not appropriate to say on air, the name. And it's literally the only song that one of the only songs. We would play that. And then Niels Lofgren had a song that we would play, which signaled that it was that time. Yeah, Dennis Leary's song the name of it cannot be said on air.
We will not say. But DP, you were doing the math on the demographics of the stadium that you found. What do you think?
Here's what we got. So based on a survey in 2022, this fan survey said that the median age of Nebraska football fans attending games was between the age of 45 and 54. Median household responds between 100,000 and 150 as the median household income. Over half the fans were between the ages of 35 and 64. 80% lived within 150 miles. And that certainly plays into it, the DUI factor being a part of it. And then that 72% of those fans has a positive or neutral attitude towards selling of alcohol. So if we said 80, let's say 85,000, right?
You gotta say 86 because it's a sellout street.
Right? 86. Yeah, I know. Blasphemer. That half of those are going to consume.
We'll give you 43,000. 43,000 people.
43,000 are going to consume. And they're going to consume. We also understand that you can multiple purchase. So you're going to get 2. So every person that is going to consume is going to consume 2. That takes you to 86,000.
Right there.
Right? Then the party harders, right? They're going to return for that third or fourth beer and consume the gap between it. Now, we also understand that beer consumption based on time of year. We're talking all 7 Saturdays and 1 Friday afternoon. Black Friday, Iowa. You're going to drink because it's Iowa. You're going to drink because it's Iowa.
Who cares if it's cold? I'll still suck it.
Look. We're going to lubricate because it's Iowa. Just to be in proximity to Hawkeyes. Like you just go, okay. Like the beer will help get rid of the oogies, the Iowa oogies, right? But then the early games, right? The first 4 games at home early, those are 80 degrees plus. And just from last year's first 2 games where it was 95 degrees, that 120 is going to take a beat. It's going to take a beat. Maybe a little less Black Friday. Maybe, right? Because if it's 20 degrees, 15 degrees and cold, I would think that's
a hot cocoa day.
Yeah, maybe.
Or a darker brown alcohol day.
Well, but also consider that I would imagine that tier of sweets, the beer consumption there is going to be high no matter what.
Do you think it's going to be higher per capita in the sweets?
Yes. Yes. The numbers are one, convenient access. You don't have to walk away from the game. If you're walking to one of those spaces, you're just walking away enough. You can still hear what's going on. If you're 43rd row and you know, it's going to take some work for you to get to it and get back, you're going to do that once or twice. Now I can say from my beer drinking and football days, RFK Stadium, one, there would be, especially younger me would have consumed 6 before I went into the stadium. That, because there's some chug factor going on, especially when they were winning, when Washington was winning, the chug factor went up, right? And if it was Dallas or Philly in conference, numbers go up, right? Because if it's the Giants, Eagles, right? Liquid Courage always plays a part of it. Michigan home game certainly going up. First 2 games just to test the tires, right, Austin? You got to kick the tires and see
what we can do, see what the deal is.
See what kind of damage we can do. So the first 3 home games, they're going to sell out.
Eric says, it's funny you guys think they haven't been drinking in the suites this whole time. We know they have been, right? We are not so naive as to think that college kids didn't already show up sloshed. Their alcohol-related incidents every year. We know the suites have their own ways.
Is that 4,000? So is the number really 125 or 130?
I don't know.
Is maybe 150? Maybe the actual number, beer on hand, is 150. I can tell you, as a former, as a sports bar owner, I knew exactly, like I knew based on the group. So it's, you know, we have a Steelers fan club, and I know that they would drink more than Cowboys fans. I knew, so I knew
they drink more of than Cowboys fans.
Right? It was Rolling Rock, and like I knew that I had to prepare. Right? Leinenkugel, I had to have more of that. If it was Kansas City, I knew Bud Light was gonna go. If it was New York, Miller Lite. So I knew how many I was gonna sell during that 3 hours during the game, and pre and post. And then if they won, that number went up, right? Because it would go up and you would party a little bit more. Nebraska's heavily favored in the first 2 home games. So the consumption is going to go up. If you walk
and then Michigan comes to town.
And it's going to stay up, especially if it's going well. If it's going well, 120 takes a beating. It takes a beating. And if you beat Michigan, the numbers go up. And then the next home game, numbers go up again, right? Enthusiasm is up. Goodwill is up. Austin, I think the 121 is the target, but my thought is that there's 150 in the building.
I believe it. And maybe I'm selling Husker fans short. I very well could be. It just seems like a lot. Maybe I'm just coming at it from my perspective, where the most beers I've had at a game is 3. And that was the Royals game I was at on Saturday, a week ago tomorrow. You know why I had 3 beers, DP? Because it's included with the ticket. I wasn't paying, $10 a pop for it. That's a limiting factor for me. And I don't think I'm alone in that. Mississippi Mud Dog says, I'm planning to do most of my damage before kickoff. That's another thing to factor in.
Saving money.
Right. I
cheaper outside than inside.
Much. I'm curious to see the breakdown of Husker fans. I'm sure they won't, self-report this information. There are always going to be that group of fans who drink before, who drink during, who drink after.
Yes.
There'll be that group of fans that drink before, that drink during, and they say, "Nah, I'm good for the day."
Upper class men and women will consume more.
Right. And then there's the group that says, "Nope, it's too expensive for me. I love going to the game, but I know I got to get it all in ahead of time." Right. There are all these different groups of people. And I don't know, in terms of demographics for Nebraska, what that breakdown looks like yet.
Well, we get to sit here at the corner of 11th and 0, and we can tell how it went. We know how the pregame tailgate went. We know how the postgame tailgate went because we see it. We see it right here in the window. Right here in the window, We can see by the people who can't walk straight, the people who put their nose up against the window, the people who put other things up against the window, and the people who walk into the middle of O Street in the middle of traffic. So we understand. I would bet that if you had sold bottles of beer at the Colorado game last year, you could have sold 200,000.
How close to Boulder do you think that scene would have been if Nebraska would have done that?
100%.
All the way to Boulder?
No, all the way more, because there are more fans here than at Boulder. It's a bigger stadium here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's more people here. And with the hotels in play, at Boulder, the hotels aren't really wrapped around like it is in Memorial, like downtown Haymarket. So, yeah, I would say that for the first 4 games, 121, hey, man, like, if it doesn't reach 121 for Houston Christian, it's because
people left it happen.
Good news, it's 42-0, right? And that you're just, but the people who are staying at the stadium are the number, they're going to do their part, right? Because easier access, shorter lines. Yeah, I think the number, I would love to see the analytics, the data for the 121. I would imagine
how many different cards get scanned, how many people get a wristband, keep
that
sort of thing.
Like how many, well, that's the tracking, is how many bands you go through. And then you also have to keep track of who's doing the ID.
Yeah.
Right? Because they can be swayed, right? That for a hundo, right? Bracelets move a little quicker. They move differently,
more freely,
right? And then it's, hey man, scan this for me. Hey man, there are ways to move around the system. I witnessed it in Vegas. I witnessed this in Chicago at Wrigley Field and at Rate Field. So 120, I just think that's the standard baseline. It gives them some numbers for the ledger. But if you're selling Bud Light, if you're Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, are you going to allow a stadium to sell out, or are you going to overstock? You're going to have a bigger truck. You're going to have a couple of trucks sitting in the parking lot waiting, right? With kegs and with bottles.
Yeah.
There's zero chance that you don't have extra backup at Power 4 and Power 5 stadiums in America on game day. No.
Well, especially in the Heartland.
Yep. It's got to happen.
Someone pointed out, Corey and Lincoln, he seems to remember Nebraska selling out the 100,000 cans they had at the Garth Brooks concert. Probably a higher percentage of drinkers in that crowd, I think he rightfully notes, but it was also sold out pretty early in the night. And then James and Lincoln, I think I fall into the same camp as you. James says, then there are people like me who really only drink occasionally at holidays and with family. I will not purchase alcohol, mostly because of the cost. I think there's a lot of people like me, probably not tens of thousands, but a significant chunk. And again, that's where the not being limited to 2 other people will make up for, for lack of a better phrase.
Well, we factored them. We factored that person in the other half,
the 43,000,
right? The other half,
kids, abstainers,
right? The other half, and the people, designated drivers, right? In the space, and and there's a whole nother conversation over the designated drivers still consuming, but only consuming 1 or 2.
Right.
And feeling good enough.
Done at halftime.
Right. Right.
And Nebraska's thought of a lot of this. Have they thought of all of it? We'll see. But they wouldn't have done this. I mean, as big a deal as it was for the state, they wouldn't have done it without a plan.
Well, it is. Troy Dannon, I heard him. He was a keynote at the chamber event at Memorial Stadium on
Thursday? Is that just yesterday? Wednesday.
And he spoke to the numbers and the value of that within the space. But as JC said, the Huskers make me drink. Cheaper to do at home, but there are people that, again, if the team is winning, all bets are off and all numbers are thrown out the window. If this team wins, all of those numbers. Listen, That stadium's never had a winning Husker team with beer in the building.
In history.
Right. Like, I want you to understand that have your cell phones out. For the first time, that building with alcohol in it has a winning Husker football team.
There's something to be said for the novelty of it.
Sir.
So if you're drinking at home like JC, we highly recommend you pair it with something good from the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Really appreciate them, everything they do for us. It's still grilling season. It's going to be great weather this weekend. Make sure you stop by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, not just today for this weekend, but for all your Husker game day and tailgate needs. The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese will hook you up. 3 Lincoln locations and 1 up in Omaha. We'll go to break, wrap up hour 1 of Old School on the other side.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Anybody know a good electrician to call? Here's a suggestion. Just call Bryant, the Lincoln company you've trusted for over 70 years with air conditioning, heating, and plumbing, is also the company to call for an experienced, licensed electrician to change a light fixture, install a fan, upgrade your electrical panel, or solve any electrical problem. Call 467-1111 for a free estimate or schedule an appointment. Also schedule online at BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Whatever it takes.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Play ball! Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwizo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fun stuff here in hour one of Old School. Austin Norman, DP with you. And I know we got just a couple minutes before we hit break. Get you set up for the top of the hour, where we will dive into this whole depth chart thing that Nebraska football released earlier today. But DP, even though this conversation now could probably fill a whole another hour for the two of us, Hostinson Garcia got called up today. Now, Hostinson, not necessarily the hardest name to say. Pretty difficult to spell. Jhostynxon. A first name like that again, Hostinson Garcia. His nickname, The Password. Glorious nickname.
Beautiful.
So I ask you.
Yes, sir.
Your handful of favorite baseball nicknames.
So I'm old. And in an era, I was raised on the Washington Senators, and they had the great Warner Wolf, sports broadcast legend, calling the games. They had a third baseman that they had acquired from the Detroit Tigers by the name of Aurelio Rodriguez. And they deemed him the Senor from San Sonoro. So imagine every single play that he made, the Senor from San Sonoro. And I just thought that is the most epic, beautiful thing. Senior Smoke, Brother Lowe, John Lowenstein, from the Baltimore Orioles, Brother Lowe. Big Bird, Tim Stoddard, who was a reliever for the Orioles, who was also a starter on the second best college basketball team I ever saw at NC State, with David Thompson, Tom Burleson, Monty Tao, and Tim Stoddard at the small forward.
And Big Bird is different than Mark the Bird.
Mark
Fidrich.
the Bird Fidrich had his own. I want to. The nickname part of it usually went to pitchers and closers. The Dan Ossie, the fireman,
the Mexicutioner for me, Joaquim Soria,
right,
Mexican heritage,
right? To go through,
Catfish Hunter.
Well, Jim
Oil
Catfish
Can
Hunter, Oil Can was legitimate. There was another Bird in Pascal Perez.
Yep.
Who was just kind of all over the place. I'd always loved the traditional names like the Captain with Terry Pendleton and company.
Tulane Tanner says the Mad Hungarian.
Al Raboski, the Bad Hungarian. Again, relievers kind of led the way. It was a part of the marketing and rebranding of the position. Starters really, Bill Spaceman Lee, who was just
the Spaceman,
wackadoodle. But brilliant in its space. Regular players really just kind of stayed away from it.
Which is where it's really cool. Like, you can say the Splendid Splinter.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. The Say Hey Kid.
Well,
you can say the kid. You know who I'm talking about. That's the beauty of baseball nicknames.
The 40s, 50s, 60s. I mean, Babe. His name's not Babe.
No.
His name's Herman.
George Herman.
Like,
Herman,
like you had to get through and learn those. But that was a part of the mystique of the American pastime, was being able to give personality to players you didn't see. You didn't see them. Like, you didn't. It's not like today where look, we have on the clock, we're gonna go see the Kansas City Royals, and you can see the players. No, there was some mystique. You had to listen to them on the radio and get names from people and give personality to them. It just didn't. My first baseball hero was Hondo, but he was the Washington Monument. Frank Howard.
Frank Howard.
Who
Indeed.
he was the Washington. I mean, he had several nicknames, but the Washington Monument was the one that stuck the most. And you had to be good. That certainly didn't hurt. If you were good, Washington Senators didn't have a lot of good players.
They're the cool, fear-inducing, this dude's a stud nicknames.
Yes.
And they're the ironic, we got to call you something because of who you are nicknames.
Yeah. The name sometimes played into it.
Always that.
The name, if you had a cool name, that certainly played into it. But I want to, hold on, let me go through. They will say that
we got Burt be home by Levin.
Well, so that gets into the ESPN era of Chris Berman giving names,
and that's its own separate category,
right? That Ryan Express to go through the Man of Steel, Ricky Henderson,
right?
But yeah, no, I loved the ones that came out of nowhere.
Let's pause
the
10
penguin,
seconds.
The Penguin Ronce.
Obviously.
Yeah, go through.
Let's pause 10 seconds for ID. We'll wrap this up real quick on the other side.
Yep.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Like I said, I should have known better, but here we go because it's fun.
Right. Like we'll go through Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, yep.
Right. Big Unit, Big Hurt. Those
Yep.
are ones that dance. Of course, the Say Hey Kid, Hammer and Hank was its own. Thor, I didn't really buy into. Sandman, I didn't buy into. But
he's Mo. He's not Sandman. He's Mo.
Right. But here's Toy Cannon, the Toy Cannon, Jimmy Wynn, and I'm a member of that club because if you ever saw him hit a baseball, you thought he was a giant till you met him, and then he was not. He was like 5'8".
Proto Altuve.
Yes. Crime Dog,
Yep.
Fred McGriff. Love that. Of course, Mr. October, The Wiz, Shoeless
but
Joe.
did you call Reggie Mr. October in
Yes.
conversation? You did?
Well,
because
no,
that to me is more a moniker than a nickname.
That was earned. Big Poppy was earned.
The Wizard, Ozzy.
Yep. Cool Papa Bell.
Iron Horse.
Right. All earned in the space. Of course, that Satchel wasn't Satchel.
Leroy.
Right. It wasn't that. And then one that we would make fun of in my era, because he was actually a skipper in DC, but Mike Hargrove. They called him the human rain delay because his in-between pitch process was 38 seconds long. Like tug the pants, back of the back of the jersey, adjust the glove, get the ring on it, right? Touching both shoulders, touch the bill of the cap, digging in, 1, 2, twist the hip. Yeah. he was his own.
That is incredible. Keep your best baseball nicknames coming in, 402-464-5685. That is our Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. We're a little late to break. We'll do that, go over some more of your nicknames and the Husker football depth chart on the other side.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com.
Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet. GMC this month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through August at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 1.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by 6.2% interest fixed for up to another 36 months. When planning for this year's harvest, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your Landmark Implement today and check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Special ingredient butcher shop for your Lincoln locations and one up in Omaha. Austin and DP with you another couple hours here on Old School. Corner 3 will come your way from 6 to 7 tonight as well. We will get to the Husker football depth chart when the time is right. But we are having fun with the best baseball nicknames. 402-464-5685. I got to throw my own in there. Okay. I was just OER. Got that one my sophomore year when I started varsity. And at the end of the year, the upperclassmen said, "Or here you go," and gave me a full-on wooden boat paddle. They gave me an oar.
That's classic.
Then they signed at my graduation party.
I was Hollywood.
Ooh, okay.
I was Hollywood from my junior year in high school. One of my running buddies, so he was number 25, but he was a corner, and his name was Bill Knight, and we nicknamed him Broadway Bill because he had a little, for a white guy, he was a little flashy, so they called him Broadway. He was number 25, and I was number 26, and he was Broadway, and I was Hollywood.
I like it. I like it.
I was Hollywood. We both had a little swagger to us, and in the day, we were the only two that wore the white towel in the front. Like
Nice.
we both wore white cleats going against the black Puma norm. We were the two white cleat, white towel, eye black. Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Let's get to the text line here real quick. Brad says, "What about the Bash Brothers?"
Bash Brothers is
a co-nickname.
Mhm.
I like it.
I don't know how many. What was Whitaker and Trammell? Like Detroit had some. Of course, Trammell and Whitaker.
I don't know.
Did
they have one?
For whatever reason, I thought they did. A Big Red Machine is when you talk about unit,
The team,
right?
Murderers Row.
Murderers Row fell in line. I don't know that the Dodgers went away from that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Penguin had his, but I don't remember any of the other Dodgers having a nickname. Right? Killer Bees, yeah. Ricky.
Oh yeah.
Ricky being Ricky. But the Man of Steel was Ricky
Henderson.
Yeah, he was the Man of Steel. I'm trying to think of who in those spaces got credit for having the names.
Yeah.
But there were always those that had. We were trying to figure out if you said Doc, which Doc comes to mind first?
Drop of a hat, I go Gooden.
Right? The Doc Holliday, Doc Ellis. What's the Doc from The Natural? I mean, from Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Who's the Doc from Field of Dreams?
I know who you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah.
Bambino's chipper counts because his real name's Larry.
Larry.
Which is
Moonlight Graham.
Moonlight Graham certainly falls in. One of my favorites it really isn't used much, but Arriba for Roberto Clemente.
Okay.
Calling him Robbie and Bob for Roberto and he was certainly not a Bob, but the Americanization of Pittsburgh trying to get Roberto Clemente to be one of them and calling him Bob. It was like, no, that is Roberto. That is Roberto. That is
the other one that you and I went back and forth on when you say
the kid.
Whether it's the kid or kid, because I think Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
But before him was
Gary Carter. Gary Carter had it. Remember, Gary had it first. So that certainly plays. Big Cat.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Big Cat
Ohio
is so
Husker.
good. I loved Andre Scalaraga. Even his Montreal days, and then when he came to Atlanta, and when he played with, and the fact that it was him and Crime Dog back to back. I didn't love that at all. Eck was good. Fireman. Eck was the name though.
That Fireman is a role more than a nickname.
Yeah,
at least anymore.
Like Goose Gossage.
Goose.
Andre Dawson, the Hawk.
Yep. The Hawk. Rhino.
Yeah. Man, it's tough thinking that he just left us.
I know.
And did we know? Is there another great superstar that we know as little about as we do Ryan Sandberg?
Probably not.
Right? That we don't know. We literally know less about Rhino, and that he was the best player in the game. There was a stretch, like a 3 or 4 year stretch, right? Big Hurt. It's good to see him still out there. I'm trying to think of Sarge from the Braves. Gary Matthews.
Okay.
Gary Matthews called Sarge. The best thing about Sarge was that Sarge had a half-row. So he had an afro. It wasn't Gary Maddox big, but it was enough that whenever he would hit a ball into the gap and know that it was an extra base, his batting helmet, he would just knock it off and start running. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best. Wizard of Oz. Yep. Candyman. John Candelaria. What was Bruce Keeson? Sidewinder? They had a name for Bruce Keeson. Oh, no. Kent Ticovey. Yeah. Tim Rock Reigns. And he actually wanted to formally change his name to Rock. And you had to call him Rock. So when he went to Baltimore, they would announce him as Rock Reigns. He bought all the way into this thing. Yeah, the professor. Yeah, Mad Dog Maddox. Mad Dog. That's kind of my jam for Maddox. There are those that if you went by through the teams, Herbie and Ken Herbie, Puck,
Kirby Puckett.
Yep, like you can go through Gaetti. Didn't Gaetti and Herbie have a name together? Like I thought they may have had kind of a together name thing. Because they were just two big guys just out there having fun. What was the Mets had one. So Rusty Staub was Big Red.
Okay.
He was Big Red. Rusty, man, great white dude, red afro. Great. Rusty Staub was a hitter. He was he played first base for the Expos. Oh, Le Grand Orange. That's what they call it. That's what it was.
Le Grand Orange.
Le Grand Orange for Rusty Staub. That was, I had to reach back for that one. Surprised I still.
We are missing out on nicknames in modern baseball. Like you have Vladito, right, from Vladdy.
Yeah.
And Vladdy Jr., obviously.
Well, but
no
his
one
dad.
calls. Yeah, right. No one calls Mike Trout the Millville Meteor.
No.
No one calls him that. You have your A-Rods, you had your K-Rod. Julio Rodriguez is not worthy of the J-Rod moniker quite yet.
Right. I'm mad. Nails. Good. Great pull. Nails. Great pull. That is a great pull. Man, Aaron, well done. Stash for Raleigh Fingers.
Sure.
But he was maybe the original fireman. Either him or Goose Gossage.
Yeah, between them.
Was there. Bruce Sutter never had one, and I was disappointed that he never really gave us one. I was having this conversation because the nickname thing crosses over. And they were talking about nicknames in football, and they used the Georgia Peach for Fran Tarkenton. But I was like, yeah, but he was born in Richmond, Virginia, bro. Like, give us some love. Mr. October, yeah, we got Magic. We were all over that. Here's the thing though, but Reggie that was the thing that Howard Cosell gave him. And there was some friction over that. And then he also had his own candy bar. He had a Reggie candy bar. Did you ever have that?
No, I didn't know that's a thing.
He had yes, he had a Reggie. It was a chocolate bar that was sold, I want to say 10-year stretch. 10-year stretch of
really?
Yeah. Actually, pretty good. Pretty good, as a matter of fact. And you think about it.
The more you know.
He and Babe are the only two I can think of that had candy bars. That would be a thing. Are there how many athletes had candy named after them? Yep, Jim Catfish Hunter. Charlie Hustle certainly falls into it.
The Albert Bell bar.
Stop it. Joey Bell had a candy bar. Joey Bell. Albert Joey Bell. And if
I'm showing you a picture of it.
Bruh, that is spectacular that he had a candy bar.
Wade Boggs, the 352 bar, but Chicken Man
Boggs had a candy bar. Who else? Keep going. Albert.
Okay.
That is fantastic.
Jose Canseco, the 4040 bar.
That one writes its own.
It sure does.
That joke writes its own.
Thai Cobb Milk Caramel Nut Bar, Warren Cromartie, the Crowbar.
The Crowbar. That is outstanding. Another
Cecil Fielder Bar.
Oh, that was
Little
all
too on
chocolate.
brand.
That was all chocolate. Yeah, that was all chocolate, wasn't it?
Oh, apparently the kid got one. The kid.
Really? King Griffey had his own candy bar.
Apparently.
I missed it.
Tony Gwynn base hit candy bar.
Shut up. See, now I'm going to mission to get all of those candy bars.
I will send you this link.
Yes, because
Travis Hafner did a Pronk bar in the same style as the Albert Bell.
So good. That was so good. I almost got Albert Bell threatened to beat me up in a hotel elevator in Baltimore because I called him Joey.
Oh no.
Because I knew him from LSU.
Uh-huh.
And back then he was Joey Bell.
Gotcha.
So
Chipper
was that all peanuts?
This milk chocolate candy has crisped rice but no peanuts.
Okay.
David Justice Bar.
Shut up. A Justice Bar. And he was in the news recently. Did you catch the story?
No, I did not.
Someone got him on a podcast and got him to talk about his time with Halle Berry. And he said that
Strick's biggest bag fumble.
Right. Well, but David Justice validated Strick by saying, listen, she didn't cook or clean. But then you lead to the argument.
She's Halle Berry.
Does she have to? Like if you're marrying Halle Berry, do you really care? But then you have to be careful how you answer, because whatever answer you give for Halle Berry, you have to give for your wife.
Right.
So
Mark McGuire.
McGuire had a candy bar.
Let me read the description for this one.
Yeah.
Each box of the Ultimate Max X bar from Mark McGuire includes an all-star bat photo display and 4 health bars with a candy bar taste. 2 peanut butter Max X bars and 2 chocolate chip. Half of revenue support physically challenged American workers, creating additional jobs.
I have no idea.
The Moose Bar. Mike Messina.
That is spectacular.
Jonathan Papelbon with Papel Bonbons.
So I just got a text that Johnny Manziel had a Snickers bar. What is happening here?
Kirby Puckett.
Kirby had really?
Oh, the Cal bar. Cal Ripken Jr. had one.
I know nothing about that. I know nothing. I was a Cal guy, and I know nothing about it.
Released his own candy bar from Morley Candy Makers in '93. A double play of peanuts and caramel in milk chocolate.
No idea. Did you know that Maria Sharapova had a Sugar Pova candy? Sugar Pova. And King Griffey, apparently he had a milk chocolate, he had a blue and a gold one. Huh. That is remarkable.
There was a Big Hurt bar.
No way. Carmelo Anthony had a Mellow bar.
Oh, incredible.
Mark Price from the Cleveland Cavaliers what are we doing? Shaq had a candy bar called Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Alexander Ovechkin had a candy bar called The Big Deal.
I'm sending this to you now in case you want to track some of these down. I'm sending you the link.
Hey, Isaiah Thomas had an Isaiah bar.
Zeke had one?
Zeke had it. But how do you not name it the Zeke bar?
Seriously.
They named it
he Zeked when everyone else zagged.
Muhammad Ali had a candy bar. He called the greatest. He had a candy bar called the greatest. Boomer Esiason had a Boomer bar.
Oh, apparently Boomer got a generic invitation to Bengals Hall of Fame weekend, and he read his invitation on air. You pay for your own travel, you pay for your own lodging. Thanks for that, Boomer.
Man, that is spectacular. That is so good. That is so good. Well, Mario Andretti had an Andretti bar. Red Grange, the GOAT. This is the one. Red Grange had a milk chocolate nut bar released back in 1926. That is spectacular.
All right, Red Ghost Grange.
Get it, man. Get it. That is so good. But how did I not know that Cal Ripken had a candy bar?
The Cal bar.
I
manufactured his own.
I don't even, and there's none now. Like, right? Like, I'm not missing.
I don't think so. I mean, they're more partnerships, but not branded.
Yeah,
like
branded.
That. Yeah,
like Brett Favre had a candy bar.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
That
Brett Favre had a candy bar. Reggie White had
the Minister of Defense had a candy bar.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers has quarterback gummies. Stop it with my life.
Of course he does.
Stop it with my life. That is so. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is so. Listen, I literally, this is, I will become obsessed by this to go and find these. Next week at some point, we're gonna have as many of these that we can put together. We are going to taste as many of these. Now, of course, it'll be next Friday. Maybe we'll do it Thursday.
Man,
that is so.
I would pick a favorite, but I can't.
JC said, "Look, this qualifies. This might be the GOAT." He said Walt Payton had the sweetness bar. He had the sweetness bar. You guys have just burned my brain to the ground. You have crashed my brain to the ground. The fact that these things exist and we were unaware.
So what I'm finding from ChicagoBarProject.com is that the Sweetness Bar was an actual physical establishment, but he owned it. So they called it the Sweetness Bar, but it was actually like a drinking establishment, not a candy bar.
Now, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole, athletes with bars, you literally would not.
Best athlete bar you set foot in before we go to break.
Athlete in quotes. Okay, Junior Seau's in San Diego. Junior Seau had a steakhouse and bar that was on par with anything, but the greatest sports bar I've ever been into belonged to Mike Fratello of the Atlanta Hawks. He had the premier sports bar in the country named Frankie's in Atlanta. I want to tell you that it's my guess that they had 150 TVs in this sports bar.
Woo!
Back in the 90s. Frankie's in Atlanta. And let me tell you, the food they had like 15 satellites to bring in whatever event. Frankie's in Atlanta was the premier. It was my North Star. I ran, ready for this? Greavy's sports bar for Kevin Greavy of the Washington Bullets. I ran his bar in Fairfax, Virginia, and it was epic. It was the home. It was the home of the Buffalo Bills fan club and Kentucky and the Kentucky Wildcats. And we watched. Matter of fact, Tubby Smith would venture in all the time because they were buddies from Kentucky. Those were probably as good as I can think of.
Incredible. We'll go to break. More Old School on the other side.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
No cravings, no hunger pains, no struggle. Thanks to GLP-1s from Limitless Mail, weight loss is possible. Picture this. Your clothes fit better, your energy's up, your doctor's impressed, and your friends start noticing. Limitless Mail's GLP-1 program is medically monitored and changing men's lives. There's no better time than now to get on board. Lose the weight, Better your health. Gain your confidence without being hungry. Free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through August at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 1.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by 6.2% interest fixed for up to another 36 months. When planning for this year's harvest, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your Landmark Implement today and check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the land.
Is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Link to Literacy's third annual Wordstock event will be at Antelope Park on Saturday, August 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a community book swap festival with fun for the entire family and for all ages. Enjoy food trucks, kids' activities, a reading corner with celebrity narrators, including Brian Helton, President and CEO, Director of Parks and Recreation, UNL athletes, and more. And of course, free books for all kids and adults. Go to linktoliteracy.org to get the full story and then make your plans to attend Wordstock.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to it, Old School. This segment brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. They're based out of Hallam, Nebraska. They offer a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. They're locally and family-owned with their own team of installers. Give them a call today for more information at 402-430-3852, or you can visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. We would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the hubbub, the traffic going on just outside our window, about an hour and a half away from first serve of the season for Nebraska volleyball. Huskers hosting Pitt as part of the AVCA showcase. That's a top 3 matchup, I believe, between Nebraska and Pitt. Absolutely loaded. Lots of different angles we can go with that. But first, DP, I want to shout out, we know Dylan Raiola signed his deal with Adidas. So did Harper Murray. They put her likeness up on the outside of the library. And you talk about do the simple thing, right? Don't miss the layup. Mm-hmm. Did Adidas know that Nebraska has a, wait for it, Harper Hall?
No, they did not. And here's the interesting thing, right? If I asked you who the best player on Nebraska volleyball was, what would you say?
It's interesting. I've been thinking about this, having some volleyball conversations with people. It's hard to make the argument for any one player because of how deep Nebraska is. Right. You can talk about Harper Murray being the best player. I think especially
most important,
maybe
most valuable.
Maybe. Let me work around to it, because maybe it's because Nebraska's been playing so lights out incredibly well defensively under John Cook for the better part of 15 years. Mm-hmm. It feels like when Nebraska got beat, it got beat by offense. Mm-hmm. When Nebraska won titles, it was behind the offensive attack in a lot of ways of Michaela Fecke, putting a team on her back. Harper Murray ascending to that level might make her the most important. But is she the running back, right? She needs people to block for her, right? Or set her up for success, right? Bergen Riley, we know the setter is the heartbeat of any team. Mm-hmm. Like a quarterback, she might be the best, probably is the best setter in America. If you're the best setter in the Big Ten, as she's been 2 years in a row, you're probably the best setter in the country. Mm-hmm. And that's got to say something. You have 2 incredible middles, obviously, in Rebecca Alec and Andy Jackson, who'd have their own set of skills. I think about it this way, DP. I think Harper Murray is probably the most important just by virtue of the role she plays. She's going to lead Nebraska in scoring, and that's got to stand for something. But I don't think it's Harper Murray's team. I think it's Rebecca Alec's team, and I think that means just as much.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you ask me who's the sauce, right? And the sauce, it might be Lainey Choboy.
Could be.
Right? Like, I
That's
know.
A fun battle between her and Malk for libero.
Right? Like, this is the thing about how good this team is. And it's interesting to me because the number of people who talk to me about Virginia Adriano,
mm-hmm.
and that she is a pro. She's a pro. She's a pro. And
mm-hmm.
if you're scouting old Nebraska, she's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
She's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Landfair was the most electric player
when she's on,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That
mm-hmm. At a position of need, opposite
on a run, she's as good as anybody in the country, even on this roster.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I think the most underrated hero in the Nebraska volleyball program is assistant coach, because quite frankly, the work that's being done, and the management, the people management that Jalen Reyes brings to the table, not by himself,
mm-hmm.
but just to call out a name and say that Jalen Reyes, what he does for Nebraska volleyball in that space and what he allows to happen, and for Danny Busboom Kelly to manage in a different space, to be able to keep the continuity and the training and the verbiage in place. I think all of that plays, because I don't know, there is a reigning defending national champion in town. in town
uh-huh.
With a chip on their shoulder and some We Are shirts that they're wearing proudly through the Haymarket. Oh, and there's number 3 Pitt. and number 6 Stanford in your future, in your immediate future. So it's a big night on Fox Network. Network television.
Big Fox.
Big Fox.
God and everybody.
Right? We're the Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pecan pie, it's the thing that, again, that is the discussion, that Bergen may be the most valuable. Heartbeat, all of those things.
And here's the funny part. Nebraska didn't name her the for sure starter because of how good Campbell Flynn is.
Right. Right. That I found it intriguing to have Danny Busboom Kelly talk about redshirting and those discussions and decisions that have to be made and when.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The season will take its own turns based on its own schedule and knock on the table with injury and that sort of thing, which always is a part of it, whether you like it or not. But having options and then choosing how you're going to manage this roster.
Speaking of options, right? You talk about Penn State, right? Nebraska lost a couple options there in Maggie Mendelson and Caroline Juravicius, who had a great game against Nebraska a couple different times. Here's another name we haven't mentioned, DP Skylar Pierce. That's a top 5 player in the country last year who redshirted behind talent and would start for 98% of other programs in America.
You said
and she
it.
is still scrapping, fighting, and clawing just to see the dang court.
When you talk about knowing the space, and then with Kansas being in town as well as a part of this thing, right? That whispering across the fence, hey, how are things going over there? How are things going over there? You getting from it what you need to get from it? Yeah, we understand now the business side of it and how it's being played out. But again, shout out to the Coaches Association for putting this together, bringing this event, all eyes of college volleyball on Lincoln, Nebraska and Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Obviously, we're a sports station. That's our primary focus. But DP, as a Lincolnite born and raised, getting an event like this, the AVCA First Serve Showcase to Lincoln, is incredible. Speaks to Nebraska volleyball, City of Lincoln, all sorts of great people is involved in that as well. But it's also got a couple more days in town. You got Frozen going on. 3 nights. Like, Lincoln is not a big city. It's big for Nebraska. It's not a big city in terms of big cities. It's cool to see Lincoln this buzzing, this popping, where you're having 2 big events. Like, Frozen is still pretty darn full down there. Oh, and you're going to have 15,000 people down at Pinnacle Bank Arena for a volleyball game on top of normal Friday night stuff with school getting back in session.
3 nights up.
consecutively.
3 nights.
It's incredible.
And shout out Peter Crobel. The Lincoln Challenger, the Pro Tennis Tour coming to Lincoln in October. Like, Lincoln is evolving in front of us, and if you're paying attention to it, especially on the sports vacuum, that it's evolving forward and up, and you have to be proud of what happens. And again, they could have gone. This could have happened in Happy Valley. This could have happened at Pitt. This could have happened at Stanford. This could have happened at Texas, Baylor. This could have been in Austin, Texas. Just as easy to get in, easy to get out of. It's all those things. And Lincoln is the spot, and bravo for it.
Lots on the docket for Nebraska volleyball. Of course, a rather challenging non-conference slate for the Huskers. But DP, that's what you sign up for when you're a program of Nebraska's caliber. We have this discussion a lot in college football. Oh, why are the top teams not playing the top teams? Why are they ducking each other till the playoffs or until the bowl game? When you're a top program and you're a top program and you're not scared to walk the walk, you schedule like Nebraska volleyball does, right? Pitt, Stanford, road game at Lipscomb in Tennessee before you play Kentucky in Nashville.
That's my brother's alma mater. I have
Lipscomb.
I have Lipscomb. He's in the Lipscomb Hall. I actually have Lipscomb hoodies.
Nice. Nice.
I won't wear them that day, but still.
Then you host your own challenge. Wright State and Cal come to the Bob. You bring Utah and Grand Canyon for another little challenge. You'll play at Creighton and Omaha this year, and then a pretty talented Arizona team in just about a month from today in September before you get into really the teeth of Big Ten play, where your first road weekend, back-to-back days, Friday night at Penn State in Rec Hall, and then you go to Rutgers. Play at the Rack. It's Jersey Mike's Arena, but it's the Rack. Now that Rutgers is ever really scared Nebraska, but that's back-to-back emotional day before. Even just in the next month, Nebraska is going to be tested.
Yeah, and it doesn't get. I mean, you're talking about an East Lansing and Ann Arbor back-to-back, or 2 and 3 nights, which is tough, and that's October, so the weather starts to turn on you a little bit. You go to Madison, Wisconsin, and deal with all of that. You got to go to Minnesota in November. Thank
LA
goodness
trip.
you get the LA tour, and we saw what that did last year. That put some dents in the armor as well. So it's interesting. And then you close the season with Penn State here and Ohio State here.
That's going to be great because that's Black Friday and Nebraska hosts Iowa. You
Yeah.
get the Nebraska-Iowa football game early or late morning, early afternoon, feeding right into Penn State volleyball at the Bob.
2 hours in between.
Yes.
3
Yes.
hours in between
Fire me up.
to get that done. I'll ask you this question for the next segment because I would think that it may take some time to delve into it. But with the discussion of the SEC and 9 games being played in conference, I need to ask you a different kind of question. That if your conference is the poo, as you like, as kids like to say, if you're the poo and you play 12 games in the season, why wouldn't you just play all 12 games in the SEC or the Big Ten? What if you're really making the statement of giving value to your fans, to your players, to the conference itself, to your business partners, television, radio, sponsorships along there, recruiting, all of those things. If you are really who you say you are, if you are Alabama, why would you not want to play 12 big SEC games? If you're Nebraska, is there more value in Ohio State coming to town than Akron? Is there more financial value and more financial benefit in having Wisconsin come to town instead of Houston Christian? Right? That it's more value to Wisconsin to have Nebraska come there. Why is it that we keep thinking that the non-cons make sense when, quite frankly, there are Big Ten teams that aren't maybe not good teams, but they still have more financial and relationship value than Akron and Houston Christian. So why not? Why would you not play 12 Big Ten football games and get a true champion and have real financial value for the Big Ten Conference?
Why and why not? We'll tell you after break.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We have another hot one on tap here for our Friday. We'll see plenty of sunshine, a few clouds later on today. 91 for a high temperature. We do bring in a chance for some showers and thunderstorms here during the nighttime hours with a low of 66. Could see one of those linger into tomorrow morning. We'll hit 81 tomorrow and then only 73 for a high on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Donna for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through August 24th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloin for $5.88 each, USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast $6.99 per pound, bone-in smoked pork chops for $4.99 per pound, and Dungeness Crab Clusters $29.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Putting a bow on hour 2 of Old School. Don't worry, got another hour to go, leading right up to first serve between Nebraska and Pitt. Austin Norman, DP, with you. This segment brought to you by Love Volleyball Nebraska, who may or may not be playing a match in Pinnacle Bank Arena, may or may not be playing a match in the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Definitely stay tuned for that. Just visit lovevolleyball.com, LOVB.com. Make sure you know what's going on with Love Volleyball Nebraska. All right, DP, maybe rephrase the question for people that forgot during break or that might not have caught as they're getting in their cars.
So a lot of the sports football, college football conversation is about conference play, conference games, number of games. Currently, in some cases, specifically SEC being at 8, and then through the merger and the reformation and rebranding, reseeding of college football in order to get in play. Pressure to increase that number to 9 SEC, 9 conference games, Big Ten in the same conversation. There are 18 Big Ten football teams, 18. So if you said to me that the Big Ten Football Conference, these are member partners. These are people who agree to do business together for the greatest value of the conference and themselves. And so I want to ask the basic question: why, if the Big Ten is about the Big Ten, why it needs to go outside of conference in order to generate revenue? If you're giving power to the Big Ten Conference, you're enabling the Big Ten Conference. And yes, some point of you beating up each other. But if you're the best of the best, why not play each other? And that if you're looking out for the fan, I would imagine that most Husker fans would rather watch Nebraska versus Oregon, Nebraska versus Wisconsin, Nebraska versus Indiana or Illinois than Nebraska versus Houston Christian or Nebraska versus Akron.
Mm-hmm.
There's more value in the ticket. There's more ratings and more money tied to the ratings, more bang for the buck for the business partners, for the sponsors, right? That if you're giving representation, more bang for the buck for Fox and its affiliates or whoever's carrying Big Ten Network. Big Ten Network has more value if it is a Nebraska versus Indiana game or Nebraska versus Ohio State than Nebraska versus Akron. You went to the state to get competition. You chose Akron over Columbus. I don't know why. There's not more money in Akron than there is in Columbus.
Well, you chose Akron and Cincinnati.
Right. Like you want to be the state champion of Ohio, then go fight the one that's your partner and make value. If you're bringing in a year, you could bring in, listen, if you said to me you were going to have a neutral site game with Ohio State at Kansas City,
make it Indianapolis.
For those folks who are going to Kansas, who would you rather go to Kansas City to see Nebraska play? Ohio State or Cincinnati? Who? And then the following week that you're going to hand out whatever amount of money you paid for your ticket for the first home game. There would be much better business and much better bang for the buck if instead of Akron, it is Ohio State or Indiana or Illinois or Oregon or Washington. And if you're the Big Ten Conference, the asset that is gets greater value with you playing each other, right? Than Houston Christian. I'm just tell me where I'm wrong and why. You can rotate, right? Mm-hmm. You can say, okay, we'll seed. If you finish 7th, you get the 7th strongest or weakest schedule. Okay, fine. That means that these are the folks you're going to play in the same rotation that you put in play, right? That you don't play Ohio State every year. Okay, we'll rotate. But we can still find 3 other Big Ten opponents and leave
5 others
in the rotation.
5 others out at that point. I can't tell you you're wrong. I think we're going to need some more time to expand on this. I would say my first initial thought is because the Big Ten's looking out, it says it's looking out for college football, not looking out for just the Big Ten. And conference priorities are different than school priorities are different than game writ large priorities. In a business-oriented sort of mindset, yes, I think you're right. I think there are other considerations at play that, that's one of them that people aren't considering. There's the most value in it. But let's go to break here because I think we need to expand on this. There's a lot to sink our teeth into. So
don't give me a participation trophy opponent. Give me a real opponent. Give me a Big Ten opponent. I want to be a Big Ten champion. Give me all the Big Ten smoke.
Give me the Big Ten. We'll keep talking about this when we get back for Hour 3 of Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through August 24th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA Choice Bacon Wrapped Sirloin for $5.88 each. USDA Choice Boneless Chuck Roast $6.99 per pound. Bone-in smoked pork chops for $4.99 per pound. And Dungeness Crab Clusters $29.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Load up on meat and more this spring at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we go, hour 3 of Old School. Still lots to get to. Nebraska football, Big Ten football, NFL football, college volleyball, Major League Baseball, maybe some NBA news. We'll see where the conversation takes us. Us, Norman, DP with you. Old School brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line is popping off. Let's get to that, DP, with the question that you posed. Lemon says, can't play Colorado like last year without non-con games, which to me is more of a college football issue than a Big Ten issue. Why did we let conferences get to where they are? Why did we decide that we valued? That's the one thing I really can respect the SEC for, is staying relatively regional. Is you think about it from the business sense, right? The SEC stayed in its geographic silo, right? It built up. It built deeper, however you want to phrase it or think about it. The Big Ten built more silos. It built more outposts across the country. Not a bad decision. I would argue maybe the wrong decision, right? Instead of leaning into this is what's best for fans, this is what we will tell TV partners is valuable. The Big Ten and the SEC, to a lesser degree, let the TV partners tell them what was valuable. They got yanked around by the ear instead of saying, no, this is what we stand for. This is what's best for our fans. This is what's best for our local communities to do this type of business every year, instead of have a home game like Ohio State, Texas, and then the return trip once every 5 to 7 years.
I think there is a way. And again, I think in the rebranding and the relocation and realignment of college athletics and pro athletes, we had that discussion about baseball and what it would look like if you got it right. You could do the same thing for basketball to make it more convenient. I think the non-cons you could do from a realignment standpoint to build rivalries. You could cross over. You could, if your non-con was Iowa State, Kansas State, where you could drive to it. Okay, where the fans get value for it and the communities get value for it. That if you can't say to me that Akron's going to bring, Houston Christian is going to bring more people to the restaurants and hotels of Lincoln than a Big Ten team would. Like that they're going to bring more eyes to the television and more ears to the radio.
No.
So then what's it for? What's it for? If you're protecting lower common denominator, hey, we need cheap wins, then you're devaluing the Big Ten conference value. Don't tell me that you have to beat Akron to get into a bowl game, because you couldn't beat Indiana or Illinois.
6 other Big Ten teams.
You couldn't beat Rutgers to get into a bowl game? Then the bowl game doesn't have value either. The program's not very good.
There's that aspect of it. I will say that I think it's on the conferences first and foremost, right? Like I said, for the TV deal. I do think that there's something to be said if we're actually going to play by these rules and not just give lip service to them, that there is some, quote unquote, good of the game, greater good that can at least be discussed, at least be at play. Because let's say that, the Big Ten, the SEC, take your advice and they go to a 12-game conference only, or they rebrand the entire country and you have 10-team conferences where you have, 9 conference games. You play everyone in your quote unquote conference or division every year, and then 3 regionals from outside of that to your point are drivable. Well, I do think it's a valid concern. Maybe it's not the Big Ten's problem or the SEC's problem, but it's college football's problem. What happens to those other schools that get left behind? We know there's stratification in sports. There always will be. Do we want to pay lip service or take actual steps to an NFL style system where everyone eats, everyone gets a little bit of the pie? Or are we going to go baseball, where there's no salary cap and you have your teams that'll spend, your upper level ones that always win, and your bottom level teams that never reach the same level? Are we getting to the Major League Baseball system where there's a big boys league and there's a minor leagues? I'm fine either way. I just want to know what we actually value and take steps to prove that that's the system we want.
Well, I mean, you think James Madison cares? No, they will play whoever they're going to play, and they fought their way up through the system. Old Dominion, they fought their way up through the system.
But what are those schools' goals? Do they want to win a national championship? Do they understand that? Do they think that's on the table for them, or is it off the table? They'd have to know that going in. or do they care?
James Madison knows who they are. Nebraska Wesleyan knows who they are. You don't see. We don't have the petition to have Wesleyan play Nebraska in football.
Mm-hmm. Then we need to stop pretending like these MAC schools, your MAC champ has a chance to win a championship.
Well, we know that.
But right now, the current system is set up to at least give them hope that they can pretend.
You could look. Pretense is how we get in bad situations.
That's my point.
Like pretense is how we get in bad situations.
Go all in, or we have to take steps to keep up the pretense.
We got rid of the pretense that there's beyond Power 4 conferences. We got beyond that pretty quickly. When it got down to the penny, we got rid of that.
We got beyond it pretty quick.
Listen, we also understand that in basketball, because the number of athletes required to do a thing. Now, there's a difference between basketball and football when it comes to producing these sorts of things. That's why the NCAA tournament is what it is. Because quite frankly, you need to find 5 guys instead of 40 to play at the level and to be consistent in it. We understand baseball. The Coastal Carolinas, they're not going to look. We know who they are in those situations. You can play your way up, right? Coastal Carolina doesn't need to play Duke, North Carolina, NC State, Clemson to get to a bowl game. No,
or to get to a College World Series to take a different sport for that matter.
We understand, but if we're talking football, if you're telling me that I'm going to give you a ticket, a ticket that just says you're going to go to Nebraska game 1 at home, opponent unnamed, but I'm going to charge you $200 for it. Right? You're going to pay $200. And then you find out after you pay who they're playing against. I can't fathom that Nebraska fans would give greater celebration that it's Houston Christian rather than
Wisconsin,
Oregon or Wisconsin or Indiana. That's my point, is that the value of this thing, the value of Nebraska football, and the opponents that it chooses or that it plays or that it's doing business with. This is a business agreement. We know this is not a football decision. This is, hey, come and let us do football business with you. You are less of a threat. It's a lesser value. You can't tell me that Austin, which ticket do you want?
No. I can't argue with that point at all. Which is where I think if it's a business decision, people go all in on your strategy. But if it's a football decision, do you think, honestly, in their heart of hearts, Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti believe that if they were the first one to come out with this idea, we are playing only teams in our conference, only teams in our region, do you think in their heart of hearts, either one of them believes the other would follow suit and make that move?
Why wouldn't they if they're partnered together in an agreement?
Because they wouldn't. I don't think they'd partner together unless there's a change to the system. And because number 2, right now, playoff access. That's above all, because the playoff has bigger bucks than any singular game like this. Again, I think your idea is right. If everyone,
I think so. Bama scheduling Citadel. If you're a Bama fan and you have that ticket, you get to see Alabama one time. To tell me that you would rather see them play Citadel
than Kentucky,
I have to question your football IQ. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? If I'm going to go to Virginia and do this, and it's either Liberty or North Carolina State, I'm sorry, Liberty, love you, but let me see the Wolfpack.
Raleigh, baby.
And if you're NC State, who would you rather bring to the table, Liberty or UVA? You know that Charlottesville, they know the route, they know the good hotels, they have the money, they can spend the money. And a greater number of them are going to show up at your venue. There's zero chance that Houston Christian is going to draw as many fans to Lincoln, Nebraska as Wisconsin. There's zero chance. Ask the restaurants and hotels in Lincoln. Who do you want on the schedule to come here and spend money in Nebraska? Wisconsin
or Houston Christian? They want Wisconsin. My point to that would be there's bigger business in Wisconsin than Houston Christian. There's bigger business in the college football playoff than the Pinstripe Bowl. Nebraska would rather, as a football program, I'm not saying businesses, Nebraska football would rather play that football business game, get Akron, Houston Christian here, beat them, get to 10-2, 11-1, and be in the college football playoff.
If you're
then risk
if you're
dropping
10-2,
another game to Wisconsin and not getting that same college football playoff.
then
payout.
you shouldn't be in the college play. Like if you have to beat,
I'm just trying to read their minds. That's all I'm trying to do.
If you have to beat Akron and Houston Christian to get in the bowl game, then the bowl game doesn't have any value. And remember, we're talking about a program that only went to the Pinstripe Bowl and hasn't been to any other bowl in a while because the value systems were all out of kilter, all wrong.
Kirk from Georgia on our Sartor Hamann Jewelers text line. As a fan, I enjoy big matchups. There's more value as a fan seeing Nebraska versus Tennessee or Oklahoma or Colorado. 35-76. Big Ten and its schools don't care about giving fans the best product. The teams in the Big Ten should all get 3 wins in non-conference, so they only have to scrape 3 wins. In conference, the money schools like Nebraska make from a home game is another reason. When I was in school in the mid-'80s, I talked to the owner of a bar in Lincoln. That group was talking, and the bar owner said his bar made 10% of their year each home Saturday. You're going to make 11 or 12% if it's a Big Ten team versus a Houston Christian.
You're going to make more money with Big Ten business. You just Big Ten alumni travel in greater number than Houston Christian. They travel more than the Akron Zips. They just do.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me you don't think that Ohio State travels better than Akron? Like we know better. Cincinnati just told you there's 6,000 people coming to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
If that's Ohio State, you think that number's 6,000?
Probably 36,000.
If you're a Kansas City hotel, are you a little bit bummed by Cincinnati right now? Right? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like people complain about participation trophies. Well, those are participation games. Those are participation agreements. And if you're against getting participation trophies and wins that don't matter, then what are we doing? Why not just say the Big Ten, the mighty Big Ten, you're flexing muscles, all the while being a bully against lower level conferences and teams.
But you can convince yourself you're spreading the love. We're the mighty Big Ten. Look at us looking out for the rest of college football by allowing you into our presence.
How about you let the lower 6 in the Big Ten conference make more money? How about that? How about Nebraska actually being better at helping
Big Ten
business, right? More fans, more revenue, more merch,
more revenue.
You think the bars in Haymarket would choose accordingly?
I bet they would.
It's the same thing we talked about with the spring game. The spring game was how Haymarket and downtown Lincoln businesses made their money for the year, and you took it away.
Mm-hmm.
You took it away from them. Now they got to scrounge. Okay. And then on top of that, the choice of Akron and Houston Christian versus a Big Ten pocket of money. We know who's got the bigger credit card, Akron or Oregon?
I'm going to guess Phil Knight.
Yeah, I think that Nike money showing up in Lincoln, Nebraska for 2 or 3 days would do wonders for a struggling economy.
Sure wouldn't hurt matters.
I'm just good. Now,
and on that front,
I understand it. Let's be clear. I'm not understanding it. I'm just pitching the idea that, hey, folks, there may be another way to make more revenue than you're making. Because guess what? If those 3 games are Big Ten games, there's more money in the businesses to support Nebraska athletics. They will write bigger checks, donor checks. They will write they'll pay more in donation. Won't they? Like if 50 businesses in Lincoln all make those big checks on those 3 additional home games.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask for more money, they have it to give. They have it to give. That's all I'm just, remember the business side, I get in trouble because I see things differently than a lot of people. But if you said to me as a sports radio station, which ones would create more buzz? If next Thursday they were playing Wisconsin in Kansas City or Cincinnati, we would make more money. We would send more people. Why? Because our sponsors would make more money. The restaurants locally, more money. Hotels, more money. Businesses, more money. If you're doing business, do better business. That's all.
Mississippi Mud Dog says, what's the context of this conversation? Just wondering, because this seems heated toward Nebraska's opponents when literally all, the power conference schools do or attempt the same thing. The context of the conversation the DP set up at 4:45, and we've continued it since then, is what if the Big Ten decided to just get its own, powwow together and just play its own schools? That is your pool of teams you can select.
If the SEC, and Mud Dog, you were right, and using Alabama and SEC, which was the precipice for the whole conversation, right? We started with the SEC making the statement that, hey, maybe we should do 9 games. Maybe we should play 9 conference games. And I simply said, why not go all the way? Why not go all the way to 12? Right? Because if it's the SEC and you have 17 opponents to choose from, right? Then choose from them and do business
with each other.
And all boats.
Rising tide lifts all boats.
Right? If we're rising the tide, instead of swimming short to shore, like why have the cruise ships in the tugboat pool? Why are you doing that? There's not the value system behind it is that if you gave Lincoln, Nebraska, all the businesses of Lincoln, Nebraska, 4 more Big Ten football opponents every year, 4 more big-time Big Ten opponents and all the business that goes with it. And remember, some of those years, last year's Indiana versus 4 years ago, Indiana. But Indiana travels. We see them at PBA basketball. We see them at Haymarket for baseball. We see Wisconsin show up. We see Iowa show up. We know that Purdue can show up. Basketball proved the point. We see them. So why not get that money flowing back and forth to all Big Ten schools? All of the ticket sales, all of the attendance goes up, all of the value of tickets goes up, all of the hotel prices. You think you charge more for Michigan than you do Akron. Go online and tell me. Look at September 20th versus the week before and tell me that the rates are the same. No, they are not. No, they are not. Nope. The restaurants, the RSVPs, the reservations for the Haymarket are go to Laszlo's and tell me which one's going to provide a bigger buck for them. If you're going to do that, then you're giving to the community. You're giving to Lincoln. You're giving to the state of Nebraska. And you're giving to the people who write the checks for Big Ten football and for Nebraska football. That's all I'm saying. And you're not right or wrong in whatever you believe. I'm just suggesting Nebraska fans just dream that instead of Akron and the Houston Christian, it's Oregon and Indiana this year, or Illinois. Those 3 top 20 teams, those 3 top 10 teams, right? 3 top 15 teams. Which ones would you like to fill Memorial Stadium and get excited about?
Probably the big ones.
That's all.
Let's keep playing this out then. Big Ten and SEC only play themselves. We got AFL and NFL. How long until those two merge into a Super League? Into just the NFL. And then how long until this NFL says, you know what? We can expand. We can get bigger. We can get better. Let's look back in the ACC and the Big 12.
I think they go
and then we're right back to square one.
Well, I think you go to conference. But think about what's best for everybody, right? Because we're doing business. We have to remember we're doing business. We're not doing it for the fan experience, but doing the best business is being considerate of the fans and allowing them to give you as much money as they want to give you for your product.
Mm-hmm.
And if you said college football wants to do the best business and make the best money, well, hey, let's go east, west, or regional or otherwise. And if you said to me that Nebraska could choose to be in a conference with the 15 closest Power 4 schools, the ability to drive back and forth creates money. Familiarity creates money.
Creates hatred, creates rooting against you, creates I need to show my colors.
All of those things. So allow Nebraska and every school to choose the 20 closest Power 4, the 19 closest. So imagine every year, home and away, Kansas. Home and away, Kansas State. Home and away, Iowa. Home and away, Iowa State. Home and away, Oklahoma. Home and away, Oklahoma State. Home and away. Wait a minute. You're talking about a lot of folks going back and forth, putting money in cars, in transportation, hotels, restaurants, recruiting, simplicity. Rivalry, merch, right? It's going to show up. Is that better business? Is that a better fan experience? Yes and yes.
Jordan P. says everyone else can start their own division because there's no point for them anyways.
Well, here's the thing.
It's not the Big Ten's responsibility to care about everyone else, but the fewer pockets of college football you have, the more teams you start dropping, the fewer markets you have, the fewer people get interested in college sports. So again, it's kind of the SEC thing. You can delve deeper in the markets you're in, but there's a reason this always expands, and expands. It is because it's healthier for the state of college football, the game of college football, to have more outposts, to have more teams, to have more communities doing that same business. That's healthier for the sport. Does the Big Ten care? Does it have to care? Those are more philosophical questions.
Do we realize we're talking about the Big Ten, who decided that Maryland and Rutgers,
the ACC and the Big East,
Maryland and Rutgers, does the Big Ten have all the answers? Are they getting it right? Because I don't know, if I'm a Nebraska football fan and I can drive every other year to Kansas or Kansas State, if I could make that decision, if I can go to Oklahoma and Oklahoma State rather than going to College Park, Maryland and New Jersey, what are we talking? Like, come on, be honest with me. Like the Big Ten, and also understand that if the Big Ten has an area that it not only controls, but is doing good transit business back and forth, it's better for the Big Ten. It's better for the Big Ten. The Big Ten was built on Midwest. It got outside of itself. I'd agree.
Well, the Big Ten was built Great Lakes. The Big 12 was built Midwest, right? Coming from the Big 8, then you add the Texas schools, which is at least the same pocket of the country.
Mm-hmm.
That at least makes some geographic sense. You're in the time zone. It's a long drive from Nebraska to Austin. You can do it if you plan ahead enough, you plan your year around it. Are you driving from Happy Valley to Seattle? Highly doubt it.
That you could, again, get out of your feelings and get into the logic and the business sense that says, as a college football fan in Nebraska, if I can, and it's the same thing, you could roll it over to basketball and have a different conversation. You could roll it over to baseball and have a different conversation. But if there's a home and away with Creighton in every other sport, not football.
Mm-hmm. Wait, why can't you do a football one?
Right? That
Whoops.
If you're doing that, it makes sense. Right? Tell me that Nebraska, Kansas State basketball back and forth works. You're going to let me go to Fog?
I'll go. I've been.
Right?
Cool environment. Make your stuff.
You don't think there'd be red in Fog? You don't think the folks would drive down there and make that happen?
They would at least attempt.
Right? Tell me how sexy it would be to bring back Oklahoma, Nebraska every year, home and away.
Don't ask Nebraska about it. They try to back out of it.
But this is my thing. If I'm the commissioner of the Big Ten and I get to choose 20 teams, and then it's regionalized, it makes every sense in the world. There's no reason for Nebraska and Penn State to deal with each other that way. It makes more sense for Nebraska and Kansas to deal with each other that way. It makes more sense if you're a fan, can I go see my Huskers? What's the easiest, cheapest, most convenient, and price efficient, right? We know it's cheaper to go to Kansas than it is Los Angeles, California. We know that. So why wouldn't we do that? Why wouldn't I love the Big Ten football fans enough to offer them that, then sending them to vast corners of the country where you think Washington's hyped up about seeing who they're going to see? You think Rutgers fans are lining up going, woohoo, Nebraska's coming. No, they happy because Nebraska's coming. Nebraska's bringing people. But if you made it closer and gave greater proximity and allowed more money to be spent, more money would be spent.
Odds are good. We'll go to break. More Old School after this on The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Feeling off lately? Struggling with your mental well-being can make everyday life harder, and it can also increase the risk of substance use. Early support can make a big difference. Visit myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com and take the free mental health check-in assessment. In just a few minutes, you'll get non-judgmental feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control and supported. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant. Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
At Valentino's,
Left, right
we're
here.
on a mission
Right?
for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
are back here on Old School. I apologize, I had to snuck up on me. Forgot to remind you that we are now on stream. I'll put a reminder out for people who want to continue to follow the conversation. A lot of interesting stuff there, and I think that's something that a lot of Husker fans are clamoring for in a lot of ways, DP, is bring back more of these series. But they've been told, now since it's been the move to the Big Ten, these are non-conference series. Oh, these are one-offs. These are special occasions. You don't want to lose the magic of it, but part of the magic of it is seeing these teams more consistently, of getting to know the character of an opposing fan base, of seeing these rarely friends, often rivals, on a more consistent basis. That's part of the magic of college experience, especially in football.
Yeah, I mean, I the understanding of the convenience of knowing where you're going, right? That that there's certain towns like, you know what, I'm going to go into Lawrence, and there's a couple of really cool restaurants. I know the players. I know the route, right? I know how long it's going to take me to get in and out of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I know how long the drive back's going to be. Can make a decision on, do I want to be downtown? Do I want to be near campus? Do I want to be near stadium? All of those things are that's the aesthetic that we're missing in college sports, football specifically, because it's a Saturday game. I know that I have friends that coach in the MAC, and that's a big part of the thing for them, is the understanding of location and
who they are,
geography. It's a part of the deal, and they're familiar. They know, okay, if I go into this town late in November, this is a snow game, right? And I'm going to plan accordingly, but I'm going to have a good time with it. I'm going to plan around. Iowa fans have no problem coming to Lincoln, and Lincoln has no problem going to Iowa City.
I mean, we got to hold our breath other than that.
Well, yeah, but we have to talk slower, right? we have to explain things. But I think there's beauty in being creative productively, to do it on purpose, and I think that's ultimately what will end up happening.
Well, part of being creative is being simple, right? That's your big thing. Why make it more complicated than you have to? The simple thing is play people who are close to you. And that's the fun of seeing Nebraska, Miami in the championship games in Nebraska and Florida State, because you don't see them, because you get the Nebraska power against the speed of another part of the country. You have a regional sort of trademark for what type of football you're able to play.
Well, people are complaining on a regular basis about the price and expense of the game, right? Not understanding that if you're flying to Happy Valley, and you're flying to Rutgers, and you're flying to Maryland, and you're flying to Seattle, it costs more than putting people on a bus to Iowa City. Like, why are we missing the layup? Listen, there's less wear and tear on the student athletes. Oh, you got an exam this week, or you got to study when you get home, or we're going to make you study on the plane, when you can get on a bus and be back at home in your own bed. Right? You can make decisions that are better for everybody involved. The wear and tear on the adults, the wear and tear on the fan base, of having to just deal with that. Do I want to leave work on Friday? Yes, probably. To go to a game on Saturday, when I could just drive Friday night or Saturday morning and go to the game. And then, do I have to stay overnight? You go to College Park for an afternoon game. You're not flying back and getting in. If you are, you're going to fly into Omaha and drive. It's like, we can simplify a lot of things and then give greater value to all those things by allowing people to be a participant in it. It's
not just a spectator,
right? I don't want to have to watch all the games. I would like the idea of driving to an away game and being able to get back and forth and knowing the places that you're in, and not asking you to go to New York for the Pinstripe Bowl. Like, come on. We know that that's a different deal. You saw the expense reports from New York City. It's a little different than going somewhere else. We can do the conferences can do better. The leadership can do better. I'm sure if you asked athletic directors whether they would like the proximity of doing business and the financial benefit of doing business in a more geographically sound way, everybody would be on board. It just requires somebody to free think and get it into the room.
Well, would you agree that there obviously you'd agree that there's economic value in familiarity?
Yes.
Would you also agree that there's economic value in novelty?
Not long term.
That's the point. That's
Not
the exact point.
A
Because
one-off, yes.
novelty, Nova, the root, new. You need that from time to time. It's why we take vacation.
You do.
It's why we go on trips. We love the routine that we come home to our own bed. But sometimes there's something fun about seeing something new, going someplace new, as long as it's not the new normal, as long as it's not all the time.
You drew 90,000 to Memorial for one volleyball game. You had to do how many home games that year to match what you generated in the novelty game that was not Memorial Stadium?
Well, the Bob holds what, 8,000? So you got to pull 11 and a quarter
without
home games?
without the donation button that you get on top of that, and the deposit, right? Familiarity changed that night for folks who normally watch Nebraska volleyball. I would think that Memorial Stadium was not for the people who have the best seats at Devaney, right? They didn't get the best seats.
Right.
Like, so the novelty makes sense. You know that going to a bowl game, if they go to the Rose Bowl, the people who sit in the best seats at Memorial will have right of first refusal, but they're not going to have the same comfort. They're willing to sacrifice it for the novelty, but it should not be the norm.
No, because it is fun, for Nebraska fans, I can imagine, to go to the Fiesta Bowl in Phoenix and then go to Miami the next year. And, you get the Gator Bowl, you get the Capital One Bowl, you get across the country. That's good for Nebraska's brand, right? Matt Rule talked a lot about that today. Nebraska's brand needs to be strongest, closest to home, right? Because that's where the most business, to your point, is being done. But there is value, as the 90s Huskers would tell you, of being nationally relevant, of having your brand out there, of being the show that's on everyone's TV.
Well,
that's also a big deal.
You're fixing a lot of things without fixing the most important things. One, be better at football.
That part.
Be better at football, and a lot of this stuff math the right way. Secondly, behind that, then take care of the people who take care of you. The fans. The fans. You have to take care of the conference doesn't matter without the fans. The Big Ten Conference has no power without the fans. So give the fans a thing that makes them celebrate more united, more consistently getting money. So imagine a Nebraska fan who could actually drive to or attend all 12 games in proximity at a cheaper, more efficient rate than what it would take for you to spend money to go to LA and Washington, D.C. and New Jersey.
When Nebraska was at its best, right? You talk about mid 60s through 2001. Let's call that the era.
Yep.
Nebraska was, if not the regional superpower, a regional superpower, right? They don't, yes, we know Husker fans are everywhere. We know Husker Nation rolls deep. That caveat firmly included. Nebraska ain't the Cowboys.
Right.
Nebraska's not the Lakers.
Not Steelers.
They're not the Yankees. Right. Nebraska can be known nationally, but Nebraska will never be the national brand, and maybe that's pessimistic of me, but my main point is, I'm not trying to denigrate Nebraska, again, born, raised, love, all that stuff. Nebraska is at its best when it focuses on itself, when it dominated its region, and it proved that what it did here could match what LSU was doing, could match what Alabama was doing, could match what Penn State was doing in different pockets of the country. Nebraska wasn't trying to be Ohio State. Pick up random college football fans off the street. Oh, yeah, I'm taking them just for kicks because I know they're big and they'll always be good. Nebraska was at its best when it was what? Taking care of itself, its own business, right? Yes, trying to spread its wings, grow its brand, all that stuff, but that was secondary. That happened as a byproduct. It wasn't the thing. I think it would be great for Nebraska. I've been on this very station, these very airwaves, and other outlets, saying this in different forms or fashions. Nebraska would be best served by going back to that more regional setup.
Well,
when Nebraska can dominate the middle of the country and then branch out from there, great. But when Nebraska has to field attacks from west, from east, from north, from south, that is not where Nebraska is best.
They ran from some business partners that they thought were bullies. And
instead of standing up to them.
Right. Instead of just being great where you are. Like, just be great where you're playing.
Well, and understanding the people that, those business partners, right? We'll name them. Texas, the state of Texas. DP, guess how many conferences Texas has been in?
Yeah.
They don't stick around. Nebraska's leaders at the time did not have the foresight to say, let's wait this out. Texas will jump before we do. We're the founding member. We're not getting kicked off our block. These new kids will leave long before us. It would have been brutal to deal with. But we saw Texas left. Again, of course, it came after Nebraska left. Mm-hmm. But you got to know who you're doing business with. That's one of your big points. Know who you're dealing with. Nebraska's leadership at the time didn't take a look at Texas being Texas, always jumping, never satisfied.
The Nebraska leadership at the time, and again, I wasn't here, but from where I was, I often asked the question, why? Mm-hmm. Why? Exactly why are you doing what you're doing? Mm-hmm. And it wouldn't have mattered, because the ultimate answer was, it didn't matter that you were in proximity to Texas if you were being the best Nebraska.
Right.
If you were doing things right, it didn't matter what Texas was doing. It never did. It never did. Didn't matter what Oklahoma was doing. When you were doing what you were supposed to do, best version of yourself for yourself, then everything else, all the other businesses, I say it 100 times walking through this building. We don't have competitors. It's just about us. Mm-hmm. We need to do the best radio that we can do for us. If we're doing the best business and we're giving the best product and shows for our listeners, everything else is whatever it's supposed to be. I can't worry about, I'm not looking over the fence. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anybody else is doing. I don't care how they're doing it. It's simple. Are we giving you 18 hours a day? Because nobody else is doing 18 hours, right? I got to start there, right? Is anybody else doing what we're doing? No. So then we just have to worry about us. If we're here for Husker fans 18 hours a day until we're here 24 hours a day, then nothing else matters. I'm not worried about what anybody else is doing. That's just the thing. Husker, our listeners, ticket listeners deserve the ability to hang out with us, to talk ball whenever they want, wherever they are. That's what we're doing. I can't go, oh, you know what we should do? We should think about the podcast studio in nowhere, Nebraska. No. I'm taking care of the ticket listeners. I'm taking care of the ticket family. We're going to talk ball, and we hope they enjoy it.
Love your own. Take care of your own.
Yep.
We'll go to break, wrap up Old School, get you set up for corner 3 after this.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says, it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Been a really fun show. Got to a lot here on Old School. Austin Norman, DP, with you. Thanks to, as you see on the bottom right of your screen, the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Looks like it's sprinkling, or at least it was before. That's okay. That just means it's going to depress the temperatures to make it even nicer for you to grill this weekend. They got 3 Lincoln locations and 1 up in Omaha for you to stop by, pick up everything, and I mean everything you need for grilling, maybe except the grill itself at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Lots of Husker fans still walking around O Street, getting settled and ready for Nebraska and Pitt coming up in just about 8 minutes or so. But DP, tomorrow it kicks off. College football officially upon us. Obviously, the headliner, Iowa State and Kansas State, taking place in Dublin. We've seen red versus purple before. If I was to send one message to Dublin, to the attention of Matt Campbell, 3 words: kick it deep.
Onside trauma. Like, there's a level of depression that's attached to that. Like, you have to, there's not a Husker fan that just doesn't. You have to decompress that.
You sigh, you roll your eyes.
You just went. I mean, again, you talk about first games, right? Travel, like all the money that was spent going over there, all the pageantry and all the things, and that.
Are Husker fans at the acceptance stage of grief from that yet?
No.
The era, I think they are. That play, probably not.
Yeah, I just wonderful to be included. Wonderful for the opportunity to go over. Great experience, great memories before the game.
And I think Ireland is probably the proper place to have that, because that play will always hold some of the ire of Husker fans, if you will.
If they go back, so let's say it's announced that they're going back in 2 years. You going?
Scarred.
Right.
Well, actually, I wasn't there the first time, so I might risk it.
No, but still, it's a real question. That would you go back? Would you go back if they, I know that I wouldn't go. Like I know that about me now. No, wouldn't do it.
Would you go to Iowa State and UNLV at Allegiant Stadium?
Any reason to? Well,
it's Dan Mullen.
It's Dan Mullen. His wife is a good friend of mine, so probably. Plus, you get to hang out with Everett Gray, so yeah. I'd say yes to that.
Kansas opens the booth against Fresno State. Jayhawks 2 touchdown favorites. Are we back in on Kansas as a college football populace this year? Kind of seems like we're trending that way.
You got to beat Fresno first. Like that. That's the real statement.
Yeah.
Are you 100% sure they beat Fresno State?
I cannot say that I am.
That part. Like I'll wait and see. I'm cool with waiting and see.
Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. I believe that's where Maverick McIver. Great name. Maverick McIver. That is a Texas born and raised quarterback for Western Kentucky. The Tops are 9.5-point favorites over the Cats. How about this one, DP?
Cats can sling it around though, man.
They can.
The Cats can get some points. I wouldn't be surprised if that when Sam Houston, look, they're fun to watch.
That's the second highest over-under of the day tomorrow, 61.5 behind only UNLV and Idaho State.
Points
and then this
everywhere.
one, Stanford going to the islands. Andrew Luck, Frank Reich, and the scrappy Cardinal are taking on the Rainbow Warriors out there in Honolulu. 2.5-point favorites are the Warriors.
Which is mind-boggling to me. I do not understand how that is possible. How is it? Can you? Okay, so if it was Nebraska and they were a 10-point underdog, would you go?
Well, 2.5. So 10. No, I'm not making the trip.
2.5. Would you go? If they're the underdog to the fighting Rainbow Warriors in Hawaii, would you go?
What's more mind-blowing, Stanford being underdogs or this being an ACC Mountain West matchup?
All of it. All of it. All of it is Friday night toast to glass weird.
Oh, man.
that Hawaii. That's never, not even the Colt Brennan Hawaii.
No June Jones. He ain't walking through that door.
No, man. None of this was set up for Stanford. Stanford, what happened?
What are you doing, bro?
What do you, well, listen, I guarantee you there's more Stanford people here in Lincoln watching volleyball than there is in the island watching football.
Odds are good. DP, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
We got Corner 3 coming up. We are doing the Big Ten preview on the Corner 3. Players, teams, coaches, what do you need to know? Probably have to revisit it coming up, but you know what? We're doing the Big Ten preview. That's coming up next on the Corner 3.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as